In this video, we're going to go over the 3 steps on finding effective communication skills with yourself. Because now you're out of divorce, you have separated from a relationship, and now the number one important relationship that you need to strive for is with you. After this video, you will be on your first step to having effective communication with yourself and learning to love you. So watch the whole video, because I promise this will be the first step and path to rediscovering the love that you have for yourself. Okay, so we're talking about communication skills with yourself. Let's first think about all the negative things that you've thought about in your life today and yesterday, whether it's for yourself or with other people. So, what are some negative things I have? Well, not just negative. What's my thought process that I have? Thought process that I have is that clearly I have fears. I have fear of what my future looks like. I fear finance. That's a big one, because I'm now a single mom and I'm trying to make money and I want to build a company and I have dreams that I want to fulfill, but I still have to put food on the table. So that's a tough one. I fear communicating with my ex-spouse. That is a big one for me. I like that we haven't been able to talk, and I kind of want to keep it that way. So it's difficult because we have a child and I want to facilitate a relationship with that child and him. But I have to manage how to find that as a healthy relationship. And that is hard. I have a lot of negative thinking of if I can do this, if I can go through this. I have a lot of thinking about my dating life and what my dating life's gonna look like, and if I'm gonna be able to trust myself again, and if I'm gonna be able to trust somebody else again and form a positive, lasting relationship. And we have so many thoughts when you go through divorce. You have thoughts about how you were raised and how you were taught certain things and you did all the right things, and how come it didn't happen for you. And it's very easy to point the finger and to blame, but you don't want to blame other people because you can only control yourself. So you have this battle inside of you of how am I going to be able to get out of this anger shell and to be able to communicate effectively with myself. Step 1 in effectively finding communication with yourself is listen to your body. Don't do what I did. My divorce was very dramatic and traumatic, but don't do what I did. Divorce can be very dramatic. It can be an unexpected roller coaster, but don't stop eating and don't stop sleeping. If you've watched my other videos before, you know I've said that. In fact, I have another video on how to stay physically healthy during divorce. I've left the link below. But really, when it comes to communicating with your body though, make sure you're in tune with what's going on. And some of that may be from stress. Your body may be reacting from a lot of stress. And going through divorce is a high stress. And you have to be able to be in tune with taking care of yourself. So what is the communication that your body's telling you today? Number 2, be raw and honest with yourself. When you're feeling upset, then be upset. When you're feeling angry, then be angry. Don't shove it aside. Don't think that you can't feel a certain way because you have to be a certain way. Let your body be a real person that you can communicate with, and be raw with those emotions that you're having. I know that when I have a whole days of work planned and then I wake up that morning and I'm feeling angry or upset or depressed or frustrated, I have to take time for myself and realize that your emotional wounds just need just as much time healing as a physical wound does. So take those grace days and give yourself a break and gain back that strength that you need. If you need to sit and meditate, if you need to take a nap that day, make sure that you're making you the number one priority, because communication is key to success. And if you don't communicate with you, you're not going to be successful. Problem solving is very important when it comes to having a communication skill. So you have to find a way to have some problem solving in your brain and channeling through these thoughts, emotions, and feelings, and realizing that it's just a thought and that it's just a feeling, and this too shall pass. One thing that I really do struggle with, and I'm being honest with you guys right now, is understanding that I am in a phase of my life. and I have a lot of anger. I'm upset, I'm sad, I'm depressed. I have a lot of feelings, but I don't want to lose who I am as a human being and what makes me to the core of me, what makes Jenny and what makes me tick. And so I really have to think about that and kind of channel my thoughts away from all this anger and this doubt and this upsetment and fear that creeps in, and beginning to realize that I have to embrace my journey. So it's like I kind of validate those thoughts and I validate what I'm thinking, but I kind of am just like, kind of put them in a little bit of a box and be like, I don't know what to do with those quite yet. I'm not gonna like shove them away, but I'm just gonna put them in a little box and I'm gonna let them think. And to be honest with you, slowly throughout the days and the weeks go on, as I continue to slowly think about something and my communication with Heavenly Father, I begin to see that that issue becomes smaller and smaller and smaller because I'm slowly addressing that issue in my mind. I'm communicating with myself on a daily basis and continuing to keep a thought process going. So the last one is having a mental positive outlook. So when you communicate with yourself, I want to think about how many times you have a negative thought that goes through your brain throughout the day. And is it a fear projection, or is it an actual negative thought about yourself physically or who you are as a human being? I want you to gratify those thoughts and learn how to channel them. I have another video about how to overcome fears of divorce. If you're fearing the future and are having a hard time mentally finding that positive space, go ahead and check that link below because it really helps you walk through the steps that you need to live a fearful life. But come back here and really finding this communication. You don't know if you have fear or what that fear is or where it stems from if you don't give it the attention that it needs. And so make sure you're in tune with who you are and finding that positive communication with yourself. Finding that way to realize and accept what life is, but know that divorce does not need to define who you are. You need to be able to find strength and happiness in this moment. Trust me, you guys, I'm there, right there with you, fighting for myself, fighting to make sure that I can live a positive life. My divorce is not final, and I want it to be final, but I'm enjoying the journey of it, and I'm finding the positivity in who I am as a human being. So when I look in the mirror and I see myself, I tell myself and communicate with myself that I am good enough. I tell myself that because I need to believe it. And the more that you have a mental positive communication, the more you're going to start believing that you are good enough. Now you know exactly how to start a great conversation with yourself and creating a wonderful relationship with you. But what about when you start having fears and you fear failure or the future? Well, I've made a video on that too, on how to overcome fears through the divorce. Click the link below.